Howdy, y'all. This is
Hey
Karen.
y'all.
Yeah, this is Karen from Tina and Karen Do the Tube. I am Karen. Jesus.
This is Tina, like Cher, just Tina.
I thought I'd go a little bit more sort of Prince style. I have a new name and a new identity every single week. Although we haven't had a podcast in a few weeks. It's been almost a month since our last one
Yeah, almost a month to the day.
when we talked about Lola Bunny and her bunny boobs. Which
I
actually
ended
is
up
actually
watching that video
what?
or that movie.
Did you? Was it good?
No, don't
Well,
watch
okay.
it.
Well, okay. Was it bad, like from a nostalgic point of view, or was it bad, just bad?
LeBron James seemed to be like the actual villain in the movie.
Good. He's kind of a villain in real life.
Like I really didn't care for his character at all.
Really? Well, okay. I kind of want to see it though because I am a huge fan of the original Space Jam, and that's one of my favorite movies as a kid. But no matter what happens.
There's one good Michael Jordan joke, and that's all. That's the best thing I got from it.
Oh, there's one good Michael Jordan joke. Okay. Michael Jordan, I mean, LeBron James has never had the same likability that I think, like, Michael Jordan had. So it's kind of like it doesn't work. The premise of the movie, even though I don't even know the fucking premise, but just knowing that you could try to take LeBron James, I don't think there would have been an athlete you could have just put in there to replace Michael Jordan. Not even Kobe could have done it. Kobe was.
Why do you think LeBron James never got the same likability as Jordan? Because there are really big LeBron James fans. They're out there.
Oh yeah, but they're also a big lot of. Well, I think the biggest thing was the fact Michael Jordan stuck around Chicago, even though Chicago sucked for a lot of years, and so he was like back in the old NBA and just old sports before free agency sort of made it about the individual, about the player. You used to have these team guys. Magic was the Lakers, Larry Bird was the Celtics, and Jordan was the Bulls. And you knew that these guys were going to be your lifers. They were going to be with the team the entire time for thick and thin. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, we don't have that anymore. LeBron James has been on 3 different teams. I don't know.
Three. Yeah, 3 different teams.
I think LeBron James went from the most promising, likable athlete into the villain the moment he decided to make a whole network The Decision, if you remember that. Like he did a huge build up to say F you Cleveland, I'm going to Miami.
Would he have ever won a championship with Cleveland though? He did eventually when he went back.
Yeah. But that's the thing, so he did. But that's the thing, is it as important to get a championship as it is to bring a championship to the team? It's about his individual legacy versus building something for
what he wants for himself, I guess.
Let's put it this way. Let's imagine Russell Wilson had never won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay, and now imagine that he said, Seattle doesn't do it for me. I'm going to go to Tampa because Tampa's got the best team. And then he wins 2-3 Super Bowls there. Do you like him more, or you feel good for him, or do you just think, wow, or does it not make a difference? Or
it depends on how late in his career, I guess.
Well, okay, so but LeBron wasn't late in his career. He was only 5 years into Cleveland, wasn't he?
He's arguably just entering his prime.
Right. So let's say Russell Wilson, he was our Seahawks quarterback now, I know a lot of people hate Russell these days. Me included.
We're slowly getting over it, but
I won't get over it. I think he's a dick. I mean, I'll still
another Super Bowl would help.
It would, but I don't think we're getting there.
Okay.
I think our division has gotten a lot tougher.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the point.
It could happen. Oh yeah, back to the point. Space fairies. Hollywood space fairies.
I know next to nothing about space fairies.
I know nothing about space fairies either.
Well, why can't they just be Earth fairies?
Because space is far more majestic and grand. All right.
It's true. You're limiting yourself as an Earth fairy.
Okay, so Space Jam aside. Ooh, that's a good transition. So speaking of Space Jam, Tina and I are going to react to this video. What we got here today, it's a video from Vice. I think it was published last month, and its title is "Meeting a Hollywood Space Fairy." It caught my ear. And
have you ever met anyone yourself that you would consider that they've identified as anything other than human?
No, I've never met. I mean, and I've known some pretty crazy people.
Okay.
But I've never had anyone who told me that they weren't human. So, how about you? Have you ever met someone who was like a transhumanist or something?
I don't think so. Maybe I met like a few children that were playing around.
Oh yeah, kids. Yeah. But that's kid. Do furries count? Ooh,
man, I don't know.
Well, I thought, I don't know, is furries just sort of a sexual fantasy thing, or is it sort of a lifestyle?
Man, I want to say it's more lifestyle than sex. I want to say. I don't know.
I think that Lola Bunny turned a whole generation into potential furries.
just one good herself alone.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit off topic, but what's your favorite Pauly Shore movie?
Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
Biodome.
Biodome, good choice. I was gonna go Encino Man.
I've seen Encino Man. Good. Brendan Fraser is seeing a nice career revival.
I hope so. Brendan Fraser is one of those guys that seems like he got really gypped, and he seems like a perennial nice guy. So you want to root for him. So.
He's climbing the Mount Rushmore of internet fame.
Yeah, he's up there with the Keanu Reeves and the Leonardo DiCaprios and the people everyone loves. So, yeah, it just couldn't happen to a nicer guy, sort of thing. But let's watch this video and we'll discuss it as we go along. I watched a little bit just to get a context of it, and I didn't get much context, so this is completely new. All right, here we go. By the way, Vice used to be a legitimate news source.
I've lived in LA my whole life.
Like seriously, they used to go to like wars in the Middle East and cover it like firsthand, and then something changed.
Wait, did HBO bought them, right?
Did they?
It was another conglomerate, I think, or maybe I don't know.
Not saying
maybe
this.
They started reining in more control, but
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this isn't legitimate news. I'm just saying like the early days of Vice is like literally we'll send a cameraman out to the middle of like war zones and we'll get like
kind of Gonzo-esque, right?
Gonzo-esque, yes. All right. I lived in LA my whole life.
If so, I've seen a lot of people move here. They want to be a musician. They want to sing. Think they're going to be the next Britney Spears or Rihanna. But
would anyone move to LA otherwise?
Yeah, what do you think about people who move to LA? Are they always searching fame, or is there something else to LA?
I really haven't been to LA myself, but I know two people, one that lived in LA and one that's thinking about moving to LA. One was my cousin. She moved there from Hawaii because she's a theater geek. And yeah, and I asked her about that same question. She's like, yeah, everyone there is trying to make it, be famous, make it big.
So it's not even enough. It's not even enough to just say that like I want to be in a place where I can work as an actor. They want to make it big.
Yeah, and they're trying to monetize themselves, be famous. And
that's the whole
other person.
That's the whole Instagram. Oh, I was just thinking it was the whole Instagram fame thing. Like it's like people are basically their followers these days. It's just like it's all about it's all about projecting your presence online. No one's genuine anymore.
Easiest way to become famous is TikTok now.
TikTok, yeah, amazing. And the other one you said?
The other one is my roommate Lucy, who's thinking about moving there in a year or so, for music? Just to try to make it bigger in the music industry.
So it is about seeking fame, There is, I mean,
think
like,
so, or professional success. Like I'm sure she's moving there to. There's more musical. There's much bigger musical scene there than there is in Seattle. There's
come
more
on,
connections you can make.
come on. Okay, well, I'm not agreeing with that per se. But Seattle,
Mhm.
we had the whole grunge music scene in the '90s. Everyone knows Seattle music, but I understand it's a bigger market. It's a better networking opportunity. Do you think this New York has the same basic idea that people move to New York with the idea of being famous, or do you think it's just an LA thing?
I think it's just an LA thing. I like to hear New York comedians' opinion on LA comedians.
I love comedians in general. Yeah, I would
But
respect.
there is something inherently different between the two,
Oh,
right?
definitely. And I would say like I would far better respect New York comedians because I feel like they're more. What's the word? Not pansies.
They're more about the comedic aspect.
I think they're
than
more about the
trying to-
actual comedy and more about the just making people laugh. And I think for whatever reason, I think people move to New York because it has a vibe to the city, and people move to LA just to become famous.
Yeah, from what I hear, like everyone that lives in New York, for a while, they kind of get it. Like you live in this hellhole, and you all kind of have to get used to it.
Well, that's an interesting way of putting it, but yeah, like New York has a certain grit to it and a certain appeal to people who just want the adventure. And I think Los Angeles, a lot of people
It's got a work hard culture for sure.
more of a work
Like,
hard culture than LA, where I feel like LA is too glamorous. And I'm not saying it's necessarily everyone who moves to LA is they're rich, because God no they're not. But I feel like even the rich in New York understand that New York has to have a certain element to it. Where Los Angeles, it's so. Look at this woman right here and tell me this is not LA. That's not New York.
that's definitely. I mean, they could be New York in certain sections, but
Oh, fuck you. Let's talk about the real New York. Let's talk about the Bronx and Brooklyn and
Staten
Queens,
Island?
Staten Island. Sure, we're not talking about the Upper West. I don't fuck. I've never been to New York, so we have.
looks like a real queen.
My wife would like to go to New York next year, so I think that's on the list.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told her about your experience, right?
I told her about Mike, the guy we met on the streets. I told her about
That's
like
what you told her.
I told her about like I met the most quintessential New Yorker on the planet. Because I don't know, like I mean, this guy was just the most stereotypical New York guy you met. Every other word out of his mouth was either fuck or bitch, and like
coked up ticket seller in Central Square.
he's like, I like you guys. We're gonna go to the strip club. We're gonna fuck some bitches. Yeah. That's just how he talked. Just every other word. It was just.
You didn't tell her about the compassionate lady in the subway?
Oh no, I never did. That is a important story, but I never talked about that with her.
I guess it's more of a story when you reference Mike.
Mike is better. No. The woman on the subway is a far better story. It's a more wholesome, heartwarming, faith in humanity story, and Mike is a far more genuine human experience. I feel.
Gotcha.
All right. All right.
As it looks.
Okay.
You've got to want it bad. You have to work hard because
Is that Paris Hilton? No, it's not.
If it isn't, they're really trying to go for that look.
Yeah, you gotta work hard to look this way.
nothing comes for free.
Probably. Oh.
I'm guessing that's the Space Fairy.
Really?
Yeah, something about it.
Just the ears make it more like.
Are
them
those
look
like?
more
Are those like? Or do you think those are gonna? Okay, before we get into this, do you think those are gonna be like prosthetics, or are they gonna be like actual, like genetically formed? Like, I mean, not genetically formed, like plastic surgery.
That'd be quite a bit of plastic surgery, I would imagine.
Quite a bit of plastic. All right, let's okay.
Plastic fairy.
Let's hear her story. Although I'm not gonna lie, I mean that's kind of hot. I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, as someone who kind of
And
grew,
themselves.
well, someone who kind of played like Legend of Zelda a lot growing up, those kind of ears is like the Hylian, like elf ears. I don't know. Fuck it, it's weird. I don't know. Leave me alone.
Own it.
Okay.
First and foremost.
She's cute.
Is that
She's kind
the
of
same
skinny,
person?
really. Yeah, it's. I think that's the same. Look, how many people
I'm
have those
missing
ears?
the septum piercing.
Is it okay? But those can come out. Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at that hoop earring.
That's a hoop.
That's a big hoop. She's a
That's
little.
a goal scoring hoop.
She's also a little skinny. I'm not gonna lie. But
A
like,
bit.
but she's. Do you
Nice
know,
complexion, makeup right there.
well, do you think those freckles are real, or do you think that's all like added?
I think they're real.
Okay. All right. Let's
Nice teeth.
She's attractive.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, now with the ears.
I didn't like that first shot though.
Okay, yeah, that was a little more. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a
Not my
fairy.
style.
Yeah.
My name is Riiottt, and I'm
Riot.
living in LA. I'm from New York City, and
She's only ever lived in New York City and LA.
A lot of people are like that.
But that's a shame.
I know.
You don't get like a full dose of Americana unless you live in a small town or small city or rural area.
Yeah. Glass half full, I guess.
Well, I mean,
no.
you've lived in a big city and a very rural, like, kind of area, so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people would consider like Seattle a big city though.
Come on.
Not like a mega city.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
How would you compare Seattle to Houston?
I wouldn't. No, I mean, well, they're similar and different. Houston's another one of those. No, I don't think Houston's a big cultural center like Seattle can be. Seattle defines the Northwest. Houston,
Texas defines itself.
well, Texas is its own thing. I mean, but Texas has a number of big cities. Houston, Dallas. I think Dallas is probably more the defining city of Texas. Houston is. I don't know what to call Houston. I mean, does Houston have a vibe? The only thing people know about Houston is NASA.
I think there's a music sort of vibe that goes on there.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's more the musical center of Texas than any other city.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then that could be. But it's not like it doesn't have a certain cultural flair to it, like maybe New Orleans or L.A. or New York or Seattle, Miami. Because maybe there is, and I just don't know it. But Houston just not. It's a big city. It's a very big city. I just don't know what the culture of Houston is supposed to be. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a defined culture. Like Phoenix, Arizona, 5th biggest city in the country. What's the culture of Phoenix?
Retirement.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, see, that might be it. See, but if I asked you the culture of New York, the culture of Seattle, culture of LA, culture of Miami, you'd be able to give me a straight answer.
Yeah, Houston less defined.
Yeah.
That I would say more blue collar, but it's got the kind of funk to it.
Blue collar, funky town, Houston. All right. Well, I want to hear more from Riiottt, who moved from New York to LA.
Yeah, I want to hear more about her story.
Yeah.
and I'm a music artist, here to save the world.
She's here to save the world. Oh.
I moved to LA literally with a freaking suitcase of random clothes, a bag with my platforms, a bunch of wigs, and $80 in my
It's
pocket.
like a bunch of people.
Is that a wig then? It's not dyed hair?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
It'd probably be easier or cheaper to have a wig than.
Also, imagine that you're moving to a new place and all you think to bring is your wigs. Just saying.
Well, that's them. That's who they are. That's their identity.
I want to hear more about this, Riiottt. First off, I doubt that's her real name.
Okay. It could be.
Could be. All right, let's.
I knew that this is where I was supposed to be.
$80 is not a lot of money to bring in your pocket.
People have. I'm not gonna say people have thrived on less, but like, she's taking up and moving to a big city, a different city. I respect the hell out of that. Like, as someone who's kind of like sheltered, I can't almost imagine leaving this region, this sort of comfort zone I have. So if someone moves to a whole nother city without knowing anyone, without any money, I respect the hell out of that.
Could, but I wouldn't last very long with just $80. I could probably last longer than I think if I had to, but
That cock ain't gonna suck itself. All right.
What's your minimum amount of money if you're gonna move to that?
Oh, okay. That's a better question. I thought you were gonna ask a different question. The minimum amount of money I would move to a new place,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, what's
You got a suitcase.
Yeah, and I'd say what's 1 month's living expense.
For whatever that place is.
Yeah, let's say that well, I mean, like, how would I even what would the first thing I do if I don't have a place to move to? Would I couch surf? How would you get to a
You
hotel?
don't have a job when you get there. There's no guaranteed job. So.
No, but I'd find a job pretty quick. There's jobs out there. There are jobs that no one wants to do, but you find a job pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay. So the average 1 month's rent.
Yeah, I would say. Okay, so let's say I don't know, $1,000. Is that like
$1,000?
$2,000 is like what 1 month expenses would be in a lot of places. If I eat like ramen and don't drive, I just use public transit and I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have a car either.
I probably wouldn't
have any friends.
This is a fucking bleak life. Thank you.
That's why it's like $80. That she can't be telling the whole story.
She might have known someone because that's the thing. She could stay with, because that's the thing. You have to know someone to stay with him because when you move to a new city, a new place that you've never been before, you don't know anyone, where do you stay the first night?
You could use the couch surfing app.
I would respect that, and I like that.
I had a friend who used that actually a few times.
We were going to use it for our cross-country trip.
Yeah, that was that was years ago. I wonder what that app's doing now.
We'll have another chance again, team. Fucking do a 10-year anniversary of our road trip. Who knows?
Backwards, right?
Yeah. She's really skinny, by the way. Look at that.
Yeah, almost like a fairy.
Who knew?
Music is undescribable.
Everyone uses the word undescribable when their music is shit.
So far, I'm getting more like a David Bowie vibe out of her. Like, this is her music personality.
David Bowie had flair. David Bowie had style.
Each album, he was like a little bit different. He always kind of had like a different character, right?
David Bowie was all about just projecting controversy and trying to project an identity that wasn't his own. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, David Bowie unironically called himself a fascist in the 60s. No, I'm serious. He used the phrase Hitler was ahead of his time and Hitler was the first rock star.
In the 60s.
In the 60s, he said that. This is like, remember, this isn't like ancient history by like 60s time. This is like Hitler was fucking roaming around like we would think of
He could
Bush.
still have been alive
around.
at that point.
Maybe. Could still be alive, but still, yeah. I know people don't remember that, but like Bowie, unironically, self-described himself as a fascist, and that Hitler was a rock star.
I never heard that quote.
Oh yeah, I'll send you it if I can. But David Bowie was. I think he just wanted people to think he was outrageous.
Yeah, shock, like a shock jock, but with music.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm in a room, something happens. It's some type of magical energy that just spews out of me. My music is going to change the world.
Okay.
Has anyone's music changed the world significantly? The Beatles.
Beatles.
Ah!
Hey, jinx.
yeah.
Who else? There's always been music that defined generations.
But did they change the world? That's the thing. Like you're right. There's always been artists that are generation defining, but how many of them literally changed the world, the way we think about things? The Beatles definitely changed a lot. But I don't know if
they were the first boy band, right?
I wouldn't even say that. It was more first off, they changed the look.
Were they a product of their times, or did they change their? They seemed more like a product of their times.
They
right?
popularized the changing times.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 60s was a period of rapid culture change, and they were the face of it, right? So I don't know.
Probably the most culture change we've seen in any decade, right? Maybe
50s,
until maybe the internet really started, smartphones.
Okay, so let's think about decade to decade. Like, compare the 50s to 60s.
Quite contrasting.
Yeah, now compare the 60s to 70s.
Mm,
All right,
not totally different.
Okay, the
yeah.
70s to 80s was another big culture change because the 80s was far more, how should I say, like,
Business.
conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the stock market really became like a really big thing.
Yeah. The 90s was kind of a big change from the 80s. But
But
it's
that
not in the
is
same.
kind of introduction to like consumer friendly tech.
Yeah, but it's not the same like 50s to 60s. Like 50s to 60s is about as big a culture shock as you can imagine.
Well, and just like the moral change between the 50s and 60s too, like.
Yeah, so for that reason,
The,
I would say
the value change.
I would say the Beatles are the only band or musician I would say that changed the world. And I don't know if it was them particularly who did it, but they were the face of that change to me. You know,
Is Raya the face of?
the next big change. Oh my
Maybe.
God. Maybe. All
Bring
right.
back glamour rock.
I'm going to be the next Michael Jackson.
Just the fact that you have to say that basically means that you're not going to change the world.
No, you're gonna be the next Raya, right? You can...
Yeah, if you're if you're gonna be the next Michael Jackson, first off, Bruno Mars. Second, like Michael Jackson was a hugely famous and successful musician, but did he change the world? You set the bar pretty fucking high, lady. Come on. Fairy. Sorry.
He may have changed the way I think about superstars.
Yeah, but it's like their music changed much. I don't know. You're gonna be the next Michael Jackson. The fact that you have to say Michael Jackson indicates that you're not a major cultural changing figure. You understand that you're just trying to become famous and rich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not exploring the next niche.
I want to hear music that like makes my brain hurt. I want to hear music that like makes me weep. Michael Jackson's music was catchy. It was poppy. You could dance to it, but was it fucking mind blowing? I don't know.
And now I feel guilty every time I watch it or listen to it.
Because the pedophilia thing?
Yeah.
Listen, there are a lot of pedophiles out there, but not many could dance like he could. I'm just kidding. Actually, if there's any group of people I really hate, it's pedophiles. I'm coming for you. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're not going to get on a tangent on whether he was guilty or not guilty.
Okay.
Okay, it's like, that's a fucking big...
Different story.
Dude, we're only a minute 30 into this. We got to get moving.
All right.
Hollywood love story.
Oh.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Hollywood.
Oh, fuck, I called it. Okay, she spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I've been saying Raya.
Unless that was her parents who spelled it that way.
Silver Lake.
All right. It's not a wig. She does not wear a wig to bed.
No, maybe.
Maybe. No.
I wear full clothes to bed sometimes.
Okay, so the space fairy prays every morning. Interesting.
Life pleases the Lord. He will make sure your enemies are at peace with you.
I find this believable.
What?
Any person that identifies as a fairy must believe in a higher power.
I don't understand the logic train there. Like anyone who believes in fairies must believe in a higher power. I don't know. It's just like it seems like.
Would you believe that they were a fairy if they were an atheist?
Is there any? Well, okay, fair. Well, I don't think that. Oh, I don't think that she's a fairy. First off,
okay.
But
do you believe she identifies as one?
I believe she might. I don't. Okay, is the question there? Does she genuinely believe she's a fairy?
There's still a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yeah, you're right. We should probably continue. But I'm just the whole idea that like fairies are by nature Christian.
She did say the Lord, so it is kind of.
She's praying. She said, it'd be interesting. I just want to make sure your enemies are at peace with you.
Don't be discouraged. God will help you walk in greatness all the days of your life.
What book is that? This is going to answer some questions.
September. Some guy in God's.
Look, the last words: Christ Jesus, through Christ Jesus. She's a Christian. She's a Christian space fairy. Okay. Now,
God,
you
so
grew up in a
her.
pretty religious home. How often did space fairies get mentioned?
I think they were more acceptable than like witches and aliens. And...
Alright, okay.
Just my energy itself, I know how potent it is, and I know how magical it is, and I feel like I definitely help heal people for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Her magic doesn't come from her; it comes through her.
Well, do you know what the difference between religion and magic is?
Science. And actually,
The way
no,
that
that'd be...
the difference between religion. Yeah, religion is very scientific and magic is just phooey. No, like I've heard this described and it's pretty good. So like magic is the idea that you can manipulate. Okay, so both magic and religion believe in the idea of a supernatural, right? They believe in the supernatural. Now, magic believes you can manipulate the supernatural. And you can control the supernatural. And religion believes that you can influence the supernatural. That's the difference between like, so a wizard casts a spell and does it. A religious person...
Through their own accord.
Exactly. And a religious person would pray for something to happen and hopefully influence the supernatural.
That's a good point here. Maybe I'd be interested to ask her opinion on that.
I just like her ears. This is getting into my weird like fantasy realm, but like I got a thing for elf girls. Fuck yeah, I got an ear fetish. What are you talking about? I'm not weird. I'm one of those normal guys.
What's your opinion on cauliflower ears?
Cauliflower ears?
You've seen cauliflower ears before?
No. Should I look that up now? Is it worth it?
It's more of like it's more of a guy thing for if they've been fighting for a while and been punched in the ear more than a few times, they tend to curl up into balls like cauliflower-esque.
No.
Okay. Maybe that's for women that are in the ears.
Okay. I'm looking at the time now. We're not going to be able to finish this video. Just straight up.
Let's get as far as we can.
Yeah, let's get as far as we can. We'll have to do this in a two-parter. Two-parter podcast.
I think the stylists of these celebrities are like stealing my style.
They're stealing her style. They don't know her, but they're stealing her style.
Specific style. Is she influential enough to be stolen from?
Well, that's my thing. Like, I mean, like, you have to first be famous for people to steal your style, because how else do you know that they're...
Is she the first space fairy?
Maybe.
When I saw that picture of Kylie at Coachella, my heart stopped.
She's got green hair, and therefore that's her style.
Wasn't green hair a thing a while ago with Billie Eilish? Right?
Yeah, I mean, Okay, so so now we know Riiottt patents the color green.
That is her hairstyle her
hairstyle.
Influence.
Also, I've never been... This is just going on a tangent, but the whole Kardashian clan.
What about them?
Well,
who's your favorite?
Kanye. All right. No.
He's no longer part of the clan, though.
I know. I heard. But okay, wait. I heard a good quote because, like, you know, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So I saw a meme one time that says, "Everything I know about this couple, I learned against my will." That's how I feel about every Kardashian.
I never actively went.
I never wanted to learn anything about these people, but they're always in the news. It's just annoying.
That's how you feel about the Kardashians?
Oh my God. I mean, that's the rabbit. If you heard that. Yeah, everything I know about the Kardashians, I learned against my will. No. I'm not. It's not like a personal vendetta or something. It's just like, I mean, these people contribute nothing, and I don't want to know anything about them personally.
You know a lot through absorbing it through other people talking about them.
Yeah,
who probably weren't searching them out either.
Okay, so there's I hate to admit this, but there's two things that I knew about my wife before I married her that I knew that I would never accept. One, she likes Twilight, which I can never accept. And two, she's somewhat fascinated by the Kardashians. Now, she doesn't look
Which one's harder to accept?
Kardashians, I think. I think with Twilight, I think Twilight has a certain appeal. I don't think it's a good appeal, but I think I get it. But the Kardashians, well, okay, so she doesn't like look up to them as role models. It's more like she appreciates the luxury of their lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I'll say about that. But she knows that's the two things about her that when I accepted her because I love her, but those I don't like.
Is not the bouginess or
bourgeoisie?
How would you describe their lifestyle?
The Kardashians? I don't know. I've never watched an episode of any of their shows. I would just say it's just vanity. Everything's vain. I don't know.
I can respect Kim, actually. She's becoming a lawyer, and she's actively fought on the side of trying to get some wrongfully incarcerated people out of jail.
You're right. She's the one person Trump will listen to. You're right, because
positive there.
It's just not. But it's not even against like her as a person. Maybe she's a decent person. It's just something about the idea of them that these people are important. We need to pay attention to them because they make headlines all the time. That part annoys me. It's not like
they did end the show.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe you didn't want to know that, but
I didn't want to know that. I learned that against my will.
She stole my hair. Like
stole her hair.
I'm sorry, she stole my hair. You want to copy my hairstyles? Well, that's fine. Just let me.
Wow, that's
what are the chances that Kourtney Kardashian knows who this is?
I'd say 1 in 10,000.
And to be fair, they're not the exact hairstyle, and that's not even her hair.
I got nothing to say. I think this is like kind of we're getting into kind of scary ego territory where this person thinks that like the Kardashians are copying them.
Okay, maybe they're a little neurotic.
I can believe that. Maybe let's say like Kylie Jenner, one of the world's most famous people, walk into a nightclub, like a really low nightclub, and she's the one performing, and says, "Okay, I like her hair. I'm gonna copy that."
Not the curliness and everything there, but just the color.
Riiottt owns the color green. Tina, we know this.
I think it's more a chartreuse.
God, I hate you. And the mere fact that you know that chartreuse is more of a green than a red pisses me off. Because when I used to understand the term chartreuse, I thought it was like a red, like a maroon, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah, I think most people believe that. That's the fucking like Mandela effect in action. It is because everyone knows chartreuse is supposed to be like a purplish red. God.
That tone first. I'm on Instagram all day. I post probably twice a day. I want people to see like me like in action. My living situation at the moment is definitely a bit rocky. I'm living in a 2-bedroom apartment in Silver Lake. It's 5 other people.
She's objectively cute, regardless of elf ears or not.
Yeah, she's all about that grind. Posting on Instagram twice a day, get her followers active.
The whole like trying to create yourself through Instagram thing pisses me off too. But that's a whole nother tangent. I feel like the art should speak for itself. If you got to do the networking thing online with social media, I understand it's necessary, but it pisses me off.
I think it's necessary if you don't want to go through a label who will, own your image.
Well, that's something I hadn't considered. The whole self-made sort of thing.
I can relate to your living situation. 2 bedrooms, 5 other people. You know about that.
Yeah, you do. You probably have more money than God or man. Wait, are you ever gonna get your own place, or do you want to continue being a roommate?
I'd like the Epicurean lifestyle I live.
Do you like being around people? Like, this might be a difference between you and me, because I genuinely want to be left alone. I think you might actually like being around people.
I like to be left alone, but I think if I were left to my own devices for too long, I'd definitely start developing habits that weren't healthy.
Like what?
My coworkers found out about my the holes that have in my socks, and they keep wondering why I don't throw them away.
Uh-huh. God damn it.
You're like, you have more money than both of us, but you still choose to keep holy socks.
I have holy socks, but I'm starting to think that holy socks means something else.
Well, then they found out about my holy underwear, and
Well, this isn't that weird, Tina. Like, I actually like I'm a person who keeps a hold of things way past their useful life. I mean,
like Seinfeld, the underwear is supposed to be there until it evaporates.
Exactly. I used to have some pretty pathetic underwear. Anyways.
But maybe that's just us.
I keep friendships around past their shelf life. Like Joe.
We haven't gone to a baseball game yet this year.
I know. I don't know. That guy is always on the verge of either pissing me off or like, what the hell is up with this? But anyway.
Just let it be.
I know, and I still love the guy, but at the same time, he actually gets under my skin sometimes. But anyways.
Well, favorite energies to deal with. Well, my bedroom is divided by curtains. Like, I'm like literally in the hallway.
Riot's my real friend. We've been friends for a long time, like since like MySpace time.
That's how she moved out there.
God
like
damn.
it says her follower tool.
I like the fact that like MySpace is like an ancient time.
It is.
We've been friends since like MySpace days. Oh my god.
God forbid you ask Jeeves.
I just turned 80. Just now. Okay.
So you're 80 without saying you're 80.
Say I'm 80 without saying I'm 80. I used to have to blow in my car games in order to get them to play.
I still have holes in my underwear.
And I would blow in the VCR.
Oh yeah.
God, I want to get a VCR. There's a certain nostalgia to VHS. The bad quality with the fuzzy kind of thing and the bad audio quality, the more you listen to them. God.
To rewind it each time.
People listen to vinyl because it has genuinely good audio quality. I want to go back to an age of tapes and cassettes and VHS because how shitty it was.
The one place I went in Detroit had a VHS player playing all the time.
I still forget that you went to Detroit. How was it? Did you get stabbed?
No.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I did see a lot of liquor bottles on the side of the road when I came from when I accidentally Ubered out to Bell Island thinking there'd be stuff to do, and then there was nothing, and I walked back to downtown in the middle of the night.
We'll talk. Maybe we have to plan a trip to Detroit.
It's a growing city.
Is it? I thought it was shrinking. It's been shrinking for decades now.
It has, but it's finally consolidating.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Oh, she's got blue hair here, so she's obviously robbing the Blue Man Group.
She was a little more punk when I first met her, because she got her name from Paramore, their first album, Riiottt, and that was her name.
They weren't aware of the word riot before the album.
And she's accusing other people of stealing her style when she steals her name.
Very good point. Excellent.
And then, like, she never cared. She would wear crazy hair, platforms, and where we're from, that's not a thing to be in the hood and be gothic. That was us. That's how.
Is that a gothic style, her look, you think?
Not a hood style.
It's not a hood style, but it's also not goth. I would to me, it's more like rave style.
Like kind of counterculture, maybe.
No, it's like the idea of like I'm here for the party. I'm here for the ecstasy, the good time. Like the when I see dyed hair, like when I see like a weird dyed hair color, like green, purple, pink, blue, all that kind of stuff, I think one of two things: rave or feminist.
What if it's a dude?
Rave or feminist.
Okay. What if it's a wig?
This isn't a wig. She went to bed with this.
Okay.
I don't believe it's a wig.
how we were.
Okay.
What's up with your music? What are you about to drop? You do anything?
Yeah, I'm definitely working on an EP for sure. I'm gonna
You know, your roommate Lucy probably understands a lot of this lingo. I don't.
EP? Yeah.
What's EP?
I don't know, but it's usually like a single basically,
Okay.
released by the
do a
artist.
listening party. Yeah, I'm gonna probably book some shit soon. Hey you guys, I have some big news coming up. I have a lot of new music, new shows, and more treats for you guys.
That's how she starts her day, is with the live streaming on Instagram or whatever, right? I guess we
Get
can't.
money.
Can we really comment because we're doing a YouTube channel? But we're not fucking one video a month these days.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
she's more about that grind.
gotta be about the grind.
Definitely stay tuned, and I can't wait to drop.
Oh no.
My dreams in life. Obviously, I want to inspire people.
It's like a jumper.
That's like number one. But I need lavish. I need cars in my driveway. I need sold out arenas. I need
Oh no.
tours. I need.
God no. This is what's pissing me. Okay. All right. I was rooting for this girl, but I'm serious. Like, this is their needs. Like, she's not about the music. She's about the lifestyle. It's all about the money and about the fame. What you need is to inspire people. That's how you started this. I want to change the world. And now
That's how
it's
you
like,
get
I need
there,
the
not-
cars in the driveway and I need the sold out arenas. Oh my God.
Not through needing that.
It's annoying. Pick a lane. You know,
she can do that lane. Just be consistent.
you know, Van Gogh wasn't appreciated until he was fucking dead. The dude
Yeah,
chopped
very
off
true.
his dick. Oh wait, no, his ear. He chopped off his ear because he was a loser.
If anything, she's not being space fairy enough.
I think that you got to be like, you got to pick a path. Are you about the art, or are you just trying to get famous and rich?
Yeah, so far I see a very in between.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot of hypocrisy. It's like, I want to be known for my art, but yeah, I want the cars in the driveway. Come on. You got to ask Lucy for me. Is Lucy about the music, or is Lucy about the fame?
I would definitely say she's more about the music for sure.
That's good. Fuck hell yeah, but this like girl, oh my God. Okay, that just pissed me off right there. It really does, because like, if you produced quality material, it doesn't matter how many. If it's 100 people listen to it or 1,000 people, 1,000 isn't even that many. 10 million people listening to it. It doesn't matter. You should know that you're making a difference that way. Yeah.
Yeah, you're making the music because you like to make the music, not for the lavishness of it.
But the lavishness is nice.
It is nice, yes.
Fur
She
everywhere.
shouldn't need
Fur?
Neon colors.
Okay, she's not a fucking animal rights activist. Apparently, fucking fur.
it. Yeah,
My first vehicle that I'm
fairies
going
don't
to
have fur.
purchase is a G-Wagon, but I want it to be neon green.
Oh God.
I don't think about failure at all because it's impossible. Impossible, literally. It's not even a thought. I never think about that ever.
Something tells me she thinks about that.
Yeah, and failure is a very real possibility.
Just-
If you're setting the bar at like, I gotta be rich, I gotta got cars in the driveway, sold out arenas. Yeah, there's
be
a possibility.
prepared for failure.
Prepared for failure. And I'm starting to believe that these are fake ears, which is a little disappointing. Which is a little disappointing.
It's not fully committed yet. Maybe she doesn't have the money yet to.
Fully commit. I haven't heard the part where she's a real space fairy. It's more of a persona for her music. I want to hear.
Touched on it yet.
Honestly. And there's no way I'm gonna fail.
Oh my God! Did you see that woman, the makeup artist? Hold on.
Yeah,
Is that normal?
I kind of like that
When I
cover.
make money, it's normally photo shoots.
Riot, are you ready?
When I make money, it's normally for photo shoots.
So it is her primary source of income. Isn't her music? It is from her fame.
Oh my God. People don't want to produce art and true beauty. People want just to get famous and rich. Now, the good thing about you and me is that we know we're not speaking to anyone right now, and we don't give a shit.
Yeah, just giving my own personal opinion on the.
What we
this
do is
person.
beautiful. What we
It's
do is
true.
real. It's fucking real and beautiful. Even though no one's listening, and this is going to go through the archives of history, and like 100 years from now, aliens are going to be picking up this archive footage and saying those guys were wasting their fucking
They
time.
were way wrong about space fairies.
Space fairies are a thing?
Yeah.
We were on the wrong side of history here.
This is the... Okay, so according to be on the right side of history, this is right side of history?
Mm-hmm. We gotta own our identities here.
History's a sad place. I want to be on the wrong side of history if this is the right.
If this is the wrong side. I don't
It's
wanna
so
be on it.
vain. It's so goddamn vain. It's the thing that pisses. I haven't heard her legitimate identity as a space fairy yet. I'm hoping to hear that.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear more.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It basically seems like I'm trying to become Instagram famous, and I wear
Maybe-
ears.
Maybe we misunderstood the title of this.
Meeting a Hollywood space fairy. What's there to fucking miss from Cooper? All right, let's keep watching. I'm hoping out that this isn't just like it isn't just like an Instagram model trying to become famous by wearing fake ears. I want there to be more to it.
Mm-hmm. I like how every
Social
person
media
they
is sort
say
of
how
like
many
a
followers they
portfolio
have.
of like self-representation.
Getting some good ones.
It's very powerful. I feel like myself and a lot of
Do these people exist outside of Hollywood?
Funny yet, like this person is getting paid to be shot with a be it photo shoots, and she's sleeping in someone's hallway. What the fuck is going on? It doesn't seem right. Like I can imagine like someone like the Kardashians getting paid for a photo shoot because God knows why people are interested in seeing that. But like this is a person living in someone's hallway and she's getting paid for a photo shoot. Does that make sense to you?
There's not a market for space fairy,
Not even
space
wearing
fairies
the
yet.
ears. I want to hear the. I want my weird perversion to be recognized.
people are trying to figure out the balance between Instagram and real life. What is real life anymore?
Oh God, that's actually fucking.
That's a
poignant.
good question.
That's actually really poignant. That's good. What is real life anymore? Fuck, I don't know. This is real life.
Is it this?
Yeah,
Not for,
this is
not
real
for
life.
me.
Not for me either, man. I fuck
Real
with-
life is she's living in the hallway, but getting paid for.
Real life is I shovel dirt for a living, and I talk to you on my off hours.
Hashtag real life.
That's fucking real. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What's that? You got an airplane tattoo there?
Yeah, it is an airplane.
And where is Paris Hilton?
Pushing through,
I don't know.
even though I want to bust out. And
There she is. What's going on?
I feel
It's
like a
getting darker.
Mulholland Drive sort of
Oddly-
vibe right now.
Yeah.
I'm dyeing my hair because I gotta. This is my color. I have to.
It's her color, remember. She patents green.
Previously, she was blue.
Pay the woman. Green, it's hers.
I don't know if it's coming from me wanting attention when I was younger, but I'm just loud. I'm a riot. I don't have a car, so I waste all my money on Ubers.
That's fucking true.
Jeez.
Someone who's been around like a big city, like I don't know, LA is probably not as sprawling as Houston is, but
Mm-hmm.
it's probably decently sprawling. Houston's a fucking expensive city to get around if you don't have a car. It's such
Yeah, but yeah. What was your experience?
so I didn't rent a car when I went to Houston. Didn't even think about it. I just said I'll Uber my way around. I was paying over $100 a day in Ubers just to get
Is this
around.
because of how
basically.
spread out everything is, right?
It's also part of the fact that like my wife's family lives on the northwest side of Houston, and NASA, which is about the only thing people know Houston for, is on the southeast side of Houston. So it's a fucking big city. It's really huge. But
Yeah.
My
I can't
experience.
even imagine how much money she spends on Ubers if this is her daily life.
The difference is, I think she doesn't own a car. She doesn't have all the daily like expenses of gas, maintenance, insurance, yada yada yada, payments. So that's
Yeah.
different. But like, yeah, if you live in a big city that's really sprawling, you can't just stay in one localized area and get everything you need. It can get expensive. Yeah.
Uber
Hmm?
saved.
Oh, I said, yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
Dealing with
I think Seattle's a little more dense. It's not as big an area, which is probably one of the reasons why that the cost of living is so high in terms of rent. It doesn't like let's compare Houston to Seattle in terms of area, just square footage,
Okay.
square miles. It doesn't even come close, man. Like I was on the highway in Houston with no traffic for over an hour. I was in Houston the entire time. It's mind-boggling how big Houston is.
In a whole hour, like if I drove from my commute to work is about 25 minutes with no traffic.
Mhm.
You know, and I live outside of Seattle. So for me to travel an hour, I'd have to probably drive down to a little bit before Tacoma, further away.
Yeah, so
Probably
imagine
maybe
now if
about an hour.
Seattle meets Tacoma, and that's one city.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Houston when I was there, but one of the things I will say, it's not a place that's not driver friendly. If you can't drive, I
It's
wouldn't.
probably cheaper to own a car in Houston, though, right? As opposed to LA.
I don't know what LA would be like. I've never been to LA, but I'd imagine it would be. LA is actually, I mean, Houston's actually an affordable city. I looked into this. Like Tacoma versus Houston. Houston's the fourth biggest city in the country, and Tacoma is a small city in comparison.
Mhm.
It's cheaper to own a house in Houston than it is in fucking Tacoma. Like I got the average home price in Tacoma is like $350,000 to $400,000. The average home price in Houston is under 300. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. Looking at home prices in Houston.
It's a legitimate possibility that we move to Texas. I'm not lying. I'm thinking about it.
All right.
Yeah.
with housing and work and juggling studio time. It's super hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just the only thing that's getting me by.
Plus, we got family there. It was a whole nother story when we didn't know anyone in Houston, but now like, my wife has got tremendous family ties down there. So
Okay.
yeah, you get to meet all of them. You're coming with us for They're gonna love you.
Yeah.
No, it's a big Venezuelan party. There's gonna be a bunch of people, a lot of good food, a lot of rum, a lot of fun.
A lot of rum, a lot of fun.
Vibes, faith.
I'm looking
prayer.
forward to it.
I don't budget. I just spend money.
Oh
Like
my
if someone
god.
was broke. I don't know how to save money. Like that's why I
Dear
said
God.
I need to be.
She's gotta live
rich
that
because
lavish
I
lifestyle.
can't save money.
I can't save money.
She doesn't drive herself. She has other people drive her.
I don't know.
Even if she could own a car, she wouldn't want to own a car.
You didn't own a car up until a recent point, right?
Yeah,
Seattle,
but
so what was
I
that?
use public transit.
Okay, but she's not. She's doing Ubers.
Yeah, which
Okay.
is ridiculous. Not even public transit.
Yeah, I feel like that would add up fast, I would say.
Nice video. Oh god, one
Social
of these
media
houses.
communes. What the fuck is a social media commune?
It's like the Hype House.
God fucking damn. What's the Height House?
It's like where a bunch of TikTok creators are invited to live to create, content.
Do you know back when I was visiting my old roommates in Eugene, Oregon? They had
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
there. Like they had moved into a commune, and it was awkward.
I've heard commune life isn't that great.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it. Kind of like my independence, but like, I'm curious if like there are. Stop thumping. The rabbit is thumping. Like, that's why he's upset or
Uh-oh,
something.
not getting enough attention.
Yeah, no. Sorry, buddy. Anyways, hey, I'm gonna take a quick piss break, but we can come back and watch a little bit more. We gotta finish up soon because it's actually getting a little late.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Oh yeah, we're past 8.
And we're back.
Hey.
Hey. I know we're not even close to finishing this video, but we probably got like another like maybe 10 minutes before we got to call it quits because we got to get dinner here. But
All right. Just entering this commune though, which seems cool.
Commune, yeah.
I record all of my music at the Kanga House.
Kanga
The Kanga House is an amazing creative space. They provide me with studio equipment, production, engineering, pretty much basically whatever I need to like get a song completed.
LA is a city that's filled with people who come from various parts of the country to pursue their big dreams, right? So
That's a very accurate statement. See, that's what I was talking about. LA is all about people who want to become rich and famous.
Okay, so these are people. It's not necessarily a business. It's a commune that collectively helps people record music.
Well, isn't
or
like
record
Lucy
stuff?
and like Jonathan? They're all part of kind of like a
They have their own
collective-
label.
Yeah, like, but that's the thing. It's like it's an all equal ownership sort of thing, right?
I think so. They still have artists jump on their label and help create songs.
Huh.
But I think it's more about curating a sort of type of music, though.
By the way, tell Jonathan that his video with us is actually our most viewed video. It's almost reaching.
He knows that.
He knows that we're reaching almost 1,000. So we got to bring that fucker back. I don't know.
Wait, 1,000 views on that?
It's
video?
almost 1,000 views. Yeah.
Wow.
Our first 1,000 view video.
So Riot
I have no fucking idea why. Just happens to be. All right.
is
That's the algorithm.
prime example of just like a great girl who just has great music and a great craft to give to the world.
Anthony is amazing. He's like the head hunter of the house. When I first met him, it was nothing but good vibes, good energy. He welcomed me with open arms.
When Anthony tells me, I'm rolling. When he tells me, I'm just chilling. That's what we do.
The way Kanga works is it's like, imagine Instagram meets Amazon, right? So it's social media that meets e-commerce. Instead of tagging people in photos, you're tagging products. And then if people buy those products from your photos, you get paid 10% of the sale.
Nothing about that sounds good. I hated every moment of that. It was cringy. I did not like that.
It's kind of weird. They're monetizing their fame. He's helping them on it. These are the people that make this happen.
God damn it. It was so
But they advertise themselves as a commune.
It was so cringy. I don't know. I just like it. Just oh my god. I didn't want to get through that. Okay, so let's keep
So
listening.
for instance,
to
I
this
could take a picture of myself in this outfit and I could tag my hat.
No!
I could tag my shirt.
No!
If you happen to like my shirt and my hat,
Oh!
you can then go and you can purchase it right then and there in 3 clicks, and I get
This
paid
guy is a
percent.
capitalist.
Oh my god! What is a commune if not about capitalism?
It's a weird.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so awkward. It's so goddamn cringy. Fuck.
that money.
You know what? I got nothing against capitalism. If you want to sell shit, sell shit. Just don't call yourself a goddamn commune.
Have you seen that Little Dicky movie or music video about the Make That Money music video?
Make that money.
Well, he does it super ironically,
Yeah.
whereas he tries to get free concessions from all these like luxury brands in order to sell out.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if I'm gonna make That Money music video, is there not a better time to sell out?
God damn it. I want to see there's some redeeming quality here. We're going to hear about the music here in a second. Please, God, let's hear about the music.
Of the sale.
I love him. He's amazing.
So for someone like Riot, specifically, a
Making
young
dreams
artist,
come true.
Okay, those ears are fake. That pisses me
Oh,
off.
okay.
Pisses me fucking off.
The ones out there right now.
It's a little pointed.
He's
But-
got more plain tattoos.
She was always skinny. It was never about her body. It was about the ears. I'm a huge ear guy.
Never about the hair. It was about the ears.
She's all about the hair. I'm about the ears. Come on, let's talk about the ears.
coming up in the game, she has a very unique style that her fans want to look like her, feel like her too, in a good way, because they feel attached to her.
Just being at Kanga alone, I've met like so many different creative people. It's a good networking environment.
She looks like a drug addict. Am I not wrong about that?
A user?
Well, I'm just like I'm looking at her. I'm thinking like this girl is fucking doing like drugs all night long and like waking up in the morning and trying to get through her day to get to her next fix. That's my vibe from this girl.
The addiction from the attention. Or...
Don't know, but it is. It's so sad. It is really sad. This is the false premise that's been sold to so many people across the country about fame and fortune and like a certain lifestyle. It's so sad.
The false narrative.
It is.
I want to know the most famous person that came out of this Kanga house.
I don't know.
You just heard about these collective communes.
Who's the most famous person to come out of these Kanga house?
The Kanga commune house.
I want to believe. I don't know. Daddy Yankee. I fucking don't know.
Just Daddy Yankee.
You know, Daddy Yankee's like kind of like a Latin rapper or something like that. Like shit. But all right.
Riot was like,
I fucking had head static cams.
I hear how you say.
This person has 26,000 followers.
They're being introduced that way. Didn't I talk about that earlier? I swear to God. Like everything is about Instagram. Everything's about your following online. It's not about who you are. It's about like what you.
Your followers.
I found this so cringeworthy. I mean, this is gonna be a 2-part video for the record. I mean, we gotta do this follow-up next time.
You gotta see the rest of it.
I have to see the rest of it. I want to see what happens, but like we're getting it to the point. Like, yeah, let's give it like another few minutes. Like, let's watch. Let's just.
Okay, get to the halfway mark.
Yeah.
Like, can you just come sit in on a couple of sessions and just get a feel for like the vocals and breath techniques? I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is the first time they talked about actual music in this whole goddamn video. All right.
Space station, in my space station, living in a space station, in my space stay, living in.
It was never about the music.
Oh my God.
It's just trying to find another way to monetize her image.
Oh my God. This is one of the more painful videos we've done together, Tina.
You look in pain.
I thought there was gonna be something. I gotta look this girl's music up. We're gonna react to a whole video just of her songs. We're just gonna listen to them and react to them. I swear to God. Like, well, I'm gonna find a playlist.
We're doing a deep dive.
Yeah, we're doing a deep dive into this world. We're like living in a space station. I was hoping there was more to that. That's gonna be auto-tuned to death, and you know it, behind a beat that she did not make.
Give credit to the beat makers.
God damn it! As someone who actually appreciates the beauty that humans can do, this pisses me off. All right. I just gotta get through this. We got.
Wait,
All
do
right.
it again.
Oh no.
So when you're singing, I want you to breathe more.
Living in my space station.
Oh God. I thought that there was
Surprised.
some. Yeah. That was painful. Is that painful to you as well as me? It's painful for me.
I think it's all a little painful when you look at the beginnings of the creative, you know.
The whole first 9 minutes of this video is about how you can promote an image. And then we actually get to the music at the fucking 9-minute marker, and it's not even good. The build-up for this is not good. And then it's so auto-tuned to crap. You know it's what's gonna be. It's gonna sound fine in the track. Don't get me wrong, but it's just auto-tuned to crap. But
I would have loved to listen to her music before actually getting to know her.
we're going to. But also, I thought this was gonna be about identity, meeting a Hollywood space fairy. All I see here is someone who's trying to become Instagram famous and make mediocre music.
Yeah, I think they were taking the title too literally.
Maybe. Let's keep going.
No, that was good.
No, that was good, yeah.
When I engineer Riot's vocals, I try.
When I engineer. What is engineer? What is engineering?
You would need an engineer to make something out of that, right?
This dude is the guy who's actual genius. I bet you anything.
Try to bring it out of Earth almost. I try to
I have to bring it out of Earth almost. That's a great ringing endorsement of her vocals.
He's like Michelangelo. I just heard this great quote. He's like Michelangelo, famous sculptor, right?
Yeah.
It's not about making the image out of the stone. It's about bringing the image from the stone.
You saved it.
I did.
Okay. So he's
it was much more nuanced.
It's not about making the ugly beautiful. It's about finding the beauty in the ugly.
Crafting it out of that.
Yeah.
The listener feel like they're in a different world, so to speak. Like,
what is going on? What is this?
This t-shirt. This is Anthony's t-shirt. Well, we got a pair of boobs right here, and it looks like she's rolling up. Looks like a fat joint. So I think the contrast between the whole thing is kind of cool because
the contrast between the boobs and the weed. It's so artistic.
That's just two things I really like.
It's so artistic. Oh God, I can't.
It's not just a pair of boobs on a shirt. It's like deeper than that.
He literally said it. It's
deeper than that.
It's deeper than
oh my. Because it's not a branded shirt. It comes from a local artist.
It's not just a pair of boobs on a shirt. It's deeper. It's got weed on it too.
This is LA. I'm not surprised at all.
Oh I have to believe that he genuinely was messing with us and wanted us to laugh at that point. Because if he really thought for a second that was deep.
He is that stoned he believes it.
So I don't know. I don't think we're topping that. Okay, let's end the video here. We'll finish this off halfway through in the next video when we do, because god damn.
Maybe we'll get to learn more about her.
Maybe we will, because I think we enjoyed enough of like this, didn't you? Any closing thoughts for the video you saw?
I think it's a nice, nuanced look about how people that aren't famous yet are going to try and get famous these days in big markets.
Good call. All right. For Tina and Karen, do the tube. I am Karen.
This is Tina.
All right.
He took the photo?
Yeah. All right. Stay safe, everyone, and stay hydrated. We love you.